What's up, everybody, and welcome to the House of Business podcast. I'm your host, Matt.
And I'm Hope.
How was that one?
That was good.
Okay.
So we are kicking off our family vacation episode. Actually, technically, this is our second one.
Yes.
But you guys loved
due
the last
to popular
one, so,
demand.
Yeah. We took our extended family of 17 to Jamaica. We usually just go down to the Keys, which is a big Florida
Just
fave.
still a lot of people in one place.
Yeah.
No, it's closer.
So this was a big jump because we jumped over some water to get there. But Matt had a lot of concerns because Matt doesn't like to make big scenes, and that's very difficult to do when you are traveling with 17 people.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
we went into that. I think you went into that a little nervous, like, oh, those poor people on the plane. But from 1 to 10, I'm talking there and back. How do you think traveling with that many people went?
The way there was great because we didn't sit anywhere near you guys.
The way back, we sat next to you guys. And let's evaluate that.
Okay, let me add to this because I'm going to derail this a little bit and I'm going to bring it back because...
All right.
A side note, trust me on this one. This is a long-winded story.
Trust.
This is the kids.
A long-winded story.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone buckle up.
The kids started school this week. They went back to school. And Matt, why are you bringing up school? We're talking about vacation.
Yeah.
Because you have a younger, Luca is still a baby-ish.
He's almost 3.
But ours are, ours are 5 and now 8. So Char and I dropped the kids off at school. We do the whole family picture, excited, we go to walk the kids in. I walk, with Char and I, Levi to the little place where we drop him. And I turn and all the older ones, Jacob, Leon, Zeke, Mia, running down the hallway, gone already. Didn't say bye, just like, they're like, we're doing it. So we get in the car and I'm like joking, like, are we gonna have another kid? Because their kids are getting older.
Yeah.
Right. Same with this trip is in my head. I was like, we still have all these babies that like diapers and need attention. I know you still have one that, still needs that type of love and care, but we get on this plane and they're like iPad in their zone, no issues. I'm like trying to like bug them. So something happens because I prepared myself for World
Chaos.
War III.
Yeah.
And it was the easiest travel ever.
Yeah.
So, full circle there, but the kids are getting older and it's definitely way more enjoyable getting to and from where you want to go. But I know we're going to blink and our kids are going to be teenagers and want nothing to do with us.
Oh yeah. They already were begging us to sit next to each other and leave us out of the picture altogether. I did sit next to you guys on the way back from the flight from the trip. And to your point, before we even took off, I mean, we were still on, I don't even think we left the dock or whatever. Both of your boys had their headphones, each had devices. They had the TVs on the back of the, oh yeah. I don't even think they spoke to either one of you the whole time. No. Char and I were trying to talk to each other over the kids and they were like, be quiet. Yeah. Like they were trying to, which is ironic because we were being louder than them.
I know.
And so, all that to say, it went really, really well. And we had a hell of a delay on the way back, which,
oh my God,
by the way, we all need to claim that credit or it's going to disappear. But we got delayed like 4 or 5 hours, which JetBlue actually gives some compensation if you get delayed longer than that. But Amex, I'm going to shout out Amex.
Yeah, we can because Amex is the Chick-fil-A of credit cards. It
is the Chick-fil-A of credit cards. Amex saved our butts on the way back. They had a lounge. Is that what it was called? Yeah, the Amex Lounge. And it had a kids play area and all the food and drinks and all the stuff. And again, 17 people. And I'm like, okay, our kids it's a long travel day. It was a long travel day for us, much less them. And we left at 9 a.m. and we didn't pull into our driveway till 11:30, 11, something like that. So it was a long day. Obviously, my youngest didn't nap, which they were all troopers, looking, whatever, all the things that go with travel. And that Amex Lounge, we were probably there for 4 or 5 hours. And we barely saw our kids again. They were just totally great.
By the way, we are not like some ballers who have all this access to stuff. There was like 6 aircraft from JetBlue. I'm not trying to throw JetBlue under the bus that were all delayed. And just because we had an Amex card, they were so accommodating to us. They knew the situation. They let us in. We were on phone calls, and they just coordinated things for us. So if we didn't have that, it would have been hell on earth. So
what's funny about that is right before we left, Steve handed me the Priority Pass card and was like, "We'll need this. Like, use it." And when we went into the lounge originally, I wasn't with Steve, and you guys were like, some of the lounges, Steve said that they won't let you in unless you have that card on you. And I ironically had it in my purse, like on me the whole time.
Oh, yeah,
just handed it to him.
No, I didn't. So Stets and I did not have this priority card.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, we'll figure it out. You use Amex. So we go down to like the front of this lounge, and they passed us both these phones. And I didn't have service. Stetson had I don't know why I didn't have an international plan at the time, but Stetson did. So I'm on this like landline. You can't hear anything. I'm trying to call like the Priority Pass people. Nothing's happening. So Stetson was like, that's it. I'm going to pick it up my cell. He calls Amex on his phone. They answer right away. They call Priority Pass. They get his number. They send it to him. He goes, my brother-in-law's here. Can you do it for him too? Boom. Like within 4 minutes, we were both sorted out, done. Amex got on the phone with everybody they needed to. And like honestly made that end of the trip, which could have been like a terrible ending to an awesome time.
Well, if we were sitting in the terminal with the kids and going
burn the time up.
Back and forth to candy shops. And then on top of that, I would say I don't know if this is generational, but like, I feel like our parents growing up, they were like way more into like debits, and like credit cards had such a tainted thing, and we all are big fans of Amex.
Yeah. We're gonna have Ramsey coming after us.
Yeah, right. Yes. But like we always pay them off each month. Like there's never an issue where like all of a sudden, I mean, unless it's like certain specific things, like you put, a large purchase on and then you pay it off within the year or something like that. But most of the time, we're never like,
there's just so many benefits, and it's not just Amex.
Well, we've been tapping into those benefits a lot lately. Yeah. So they have all these hotel collections. Yeah. We just did a one night stay for a wedding with On Points that, they upgraded us. They gave us so many perks because we were Amex card holders. Yeah. It was insane.
And I think, so everybody who's like anti-Amex who listens, and we're going to get 98 comments.
Who the heck is anti-Amex? If you're anti-Amex, something's wrong with you.
You just opened up the invitation, and I'm not going to defend you in the comments because you're about to get lit up. But everybody's competitive in some capacity. Yeah. It's just based on like, do you travel more? Do you like earning points on everyday spending, et cetera? But when you compare the world of using a debit card and a credit card, I struggle with like not having my dollar work for me more in some capacity, right? So in terms of like budgeting, if you're a reckless spender and you need like, to pull out some envelopes with some cash for whatever, like just to categorize your spending, all for it. But for us, it's like, if I can get points on this, or I'm going to get points.
There's more of a strategy with it, which I think you, Steve, Stetson are all like, Stetson is like the point master. He is very good at figuring out like how to make the dollar, and even the points aren't always, you have to make sure you're using the points for the one that gives you the most value. Right. And he's very good at figuring those things out too. So actually, fun fact, we used points to pay for our flights to Jamaica.
You paid for our flights?
Not yours, my family's, but yeah. Oh, you did? Yeah. It was great. So anyways, props to Amex. I think it's a good conversation to have because everyone's trying to figure this thing called finances out. And
I agree. And to do it as cost effective as possible. So anyways, yes, due to popular demand, it's our second vacation episode. Yeah. We bring it up during the podcast where we're now kind of brainstorming outside of the interesting businesses that we've gotten to interview on the family side. We have holidays coming up and some like cool events that
we're definitely doing a Disney episode.
Yeah. So we can start to really dive in and provide a little more content and access to our crazy family on that side of it. So hope you guys enjoy this episode and just can't wait to see the comments on seeing Hope get lit up over Amex. So thank you for doing that.
I love Amex. I'll be loyal forever.
Okay, bye.
In the house today, we have Stetson and Blasey back. Thanks, guys, for joining.
Hi.
Okay.
We back.
And today is a special episode. It is a family recap episode of our trip to Jamaica that we just took with 17 and counting people.
And counting?
Yeah, your wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yours.
That's on you.
Your unborn child.
First question for the group. Did you guys come back feeling refreshed or stressed?
Well, stressed is a bad word. You mean like drained?
No, I meant stressed.
No, I did not come back feeling stressed.
How'd you come back feeling? Rejuvenated?
I came back feeling good, actually. Normally, it takes me a while to self-regulate after a trip. I usually go
What?
Self-regulate?
Mm-hmm.
Talk us through that.
Because normally I can't. I'm having so much fun that I just can't go back to regular life. And it's just very hard for me. Those few days back in like your routine, back to work. I'm like, my gosh, I'm so sad. I can't bounce back.
But that's very normal.
That's very normal, but I'm actually the opposite. I'm a big Monday fan. I love Mondays. So I like jumping back into regular life.
You a serial killer?
Fun. It's fun to switch it up, but it's fun to go back to routine. No one else feels that way?
No, I think that for me, it's more about you're so excited about something for so long, and then once it's over, you're just like...
It's kind of like Christmas.
Or weddings.
So I go into a dark depression.
Oh, gosh. Are you still in it right now?
Yes.
This is it still? Is that why you're wearing all black?
So we drove you home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember we got out of the car, and Char had such a worried look on her face that we were like, "Oh man, is she gonna be okay?"
Wait, really?
Every time I come back from vacation, I can't. And then Charlie always texts me the next day, and she's like, "Who's reconsidering everything in their life right now and can't get out of bed?" I'm like, "Me." She's like, "Me too." We both
share that.
We share
Vacation
that.
blues. Yeah. That's
hard.
common practice.
I'm glad you guys don't text me because I'd be like, I'm ready.
No. So yeah, I came back, but with all that to say, this time I actually came back okay. Like I came back into work really easy. My coverage was like awesome, so it was just like an easy like back into the regular life.
I already know if I asked Stets, I'm like, yeah, it's fine, not a big deal. But how were you when you got back?
No, I felt great. It was an awesome trip.
Yours was shorter though.
Yeah, mine was shorter. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Because I only had 3 full days there.
Okay.
So it felt really short.
You were supposed to be there earlier and then had some travel difficulties on the way there.
Yeah, difficulties there and way back.
Yeah.
So
what's going on with the airline system right now? And why is it so difficult to travel? Is it normally like this in the summer?
I don't know.
I mean, I think there's been weather patterns. Also, we went to Jamaica.
Is there a reason?
So, I mean, JetBlue, they had like 6 planes lined up at one time. So, I mean, it just kind of compounds, and there's not a lot of ways once you can pull an audible in Jamaica to go somewhere else. So you're just stuck.
You hear that story of like Dax Shepard and his wife and family who they're celebrities, and obviously they're not flying private, but I think they had a big crew with them and stuff, like their family and whatnot. But they were like sleeping on the floor at the Boston airport.
Oh, wow.
And then they got kicked out for sleeping on the floor in the Boston airport. And then like couldn't find a hotel room because every flight was getting canceled. I think that was for weather. But everybody I follow, I feel like, is having travel problems.
His story was funny though, because he's went live and he was like, I just spent like probably $150 on blankets and pillows for my family so that we can sleep on the ground at this airport. And he goes, but I only got one toothbrush for all of them.
No, it was $600. They spent $600. He goes, that's a nice hotel room.
$600.
Either way,
Either way, I thought it was so funny. He's like, but the best part is I only got one toothbrush. He's like, we're saving money where we can.
He's like, we're
sharing the toothbrush.
We're plus $7.
Anyways.
So I was thinking, you kind of like we're debriefing after this vacation, and I'm kind of making fun of myself. But when we lead up and like get ready for these trips, in my head, I like create this, persona of who I think I'm going to be on this trip. And one of these was like, I'm not a big book reader, like hardcover books. And I'm like, I'm going to buy a book and I'm going to sit by the beach. I'm going to read. I'm going to educate myself. Bought this book. I think Char even made fun of me before we got there that I wasn't going to read a single page. I read one page. So
You read
So
like
you proved it wrong.
the prologue, like literally not even a chapter 1.
yeah, no. But is there anything
intro?
that like you guys like leading up to these trips? I mean, fitness is usually one too, but we all kind of, I think it was contagious around, the house. But was there anything you guys like, I'm going to do this, and you just fail miserably?
Yeah, is that like a generational thing, or is that just a personal problem for us?
Wait, what?
About like, because I agree with you. Like, there's this idea of like nice vaketion. I'm gonna read this.
I'm gonna journal.
Do some and then we don't do any of it.
None of it.
We're the same person.
It's like pre-workout and vodka.
But is that? I kind of wonder if that's across the board.
But it's not like
I
we're
try
doing...
to think of other friends and stuff. I don't know if I don't know.
Well, and it's not like we're doing something better with our time. It's not like,
Yeah,
I
you're like
didn't have time to pull out my book because it's like, no, we're just
talking.
Well, I guess
There's also 17 of us. Like, it'd be one thing if it's like you and your wife and your, quiet little getaway, and then you're almost bored.
Okay, well, what about when you and Angie go on a trip? Do you try to like pull out a different skill?
No.
Pull out a different skill. What is he like, whittling wood? And like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like he's gonna like write or read or I don't know.
Poetry.
Yeah. No, but Angie and I do more like when we did our cruise, that was like going. Like, we weren't just sitting on the balcony.
Right.
Relaxing.
But hot take, Angie did tell me recently that you guys aren't, when you do go on vacation, you're not like where you go off and do an activity.
Excursions?
Yeah, you're not an excursion
No,
couple.
not an excursion.
You guys
no.
would actually rather just sit by the pool and chill and hang.
Yeah, I'm kind of boring when it comes to that.
No,
But she
but-
says
Not a
she's
big
the same
excursion
way.
guy.
She's like, I don't want to go scuba diving with the sharks and pigs.
No,
She just wants to rub her feet in the sand and sleep with sandy feet, which is
but
bizarre.
You guys
But
are.
that's a character flaw for me. I'm not proud of that.
No, I mean, it's also your way of relaxing. Like, why go on a relaxing trip and like be exhausted if you don't want to do that stuff?
Yeah.
But you guys are very weird in another way that I think is
Please share.
truly, it keeps me up at night sometimes when I think about it.
Keeps you
How is
up
that?
at night.
Because you guys go on vacation and you guys are the couple that like you leave with other couples like phone numbers.
Yeah,
No,
that
wait.
is
As friends,
weird.
as friends,
That
like
is
they
so
find
weird.
other people to become friends with on vacation and then stick with them and
meet
like
back up.
become
Yeah.
vacation
Yeah,
besties.
Yeah.
Stetson's
they
that
do
guy
do
at
that.
like, like the
weird.
pool
They
bar,
do
the
that.
walk
First of all,
up
I never
bar.
got any guys' numbers.
No.
Angie made friends with a couple girls and their
Okay.
husbands.
But what do
No.
they do? They meet up and go work out. You guys like go and do dinner later.
No, like on a cruise, you're just running into people naturally. It's not like we're like texting them from our cabin, like
No.
meet you at this floor.
But you would. You did. I think you did at Sandals.
But that's why we like.
Oh, yeah, you
that's
did
kind
do
of why
that
we
at
like. No, but that's why we like cruises, because it's like everybody leaves the same time, come back.
Yeah.
Everybody's on the same adventure and
You can be-
vacation.
you can be
Where with,
whoever you
like-
wanna be.
Like a hotel, everybody, you know what I mean? People could be checking out that day that you're checking in. There's a lot of like.
Is all inclusives the same as cruises? No, because
No.
people check in and check out at different
Yeah.
times.
It's just
Sandals was
funny.
totally different when we went.
It's just funny because I could never imagine like
No.
meeting somebody with my husband meeting somebody at a bar or a dance
I avoid
club
it.
and being like hanging out with them for the rest of the week.
No, Stetson,
No.
like I said, Stetson's the guy at the walk up like bar in the pool, and you're like, oh, he sees somebody's interested in like a dude, and you're like, oops, I bumped into him. Oh, sorry, let me get you a drink. And all of a
you're flirting
sudden,
with him.
he's like, that's what he-
Wait. I don't think they're alone in this, though. I think there's a lot of
Yeah, they have
people
a
that go
plan.
on vacation and meet people and hang out
And
with
to
them.
be fair, whenever we travel, we usually travel as a big family. But you and Angie do travel just the two
Yeah.
of you a lot, which I will say, I'm sure, especially on a cruise, if it's just the two of you, after a while, it might get kind of boring.
Right.
Or
I
you're just like,
I
you
don't-
want to talk to new people and like hang
I don't
out
get
with
the
people.
feeling that
Yeah, it's super fun.
Stets and Angie get bored, though.
Because they're always making
But like
vacay
the things that we're
besties.
doing, like whether we're hanging, like it's kind of the same crew. So you start to see the same 100 people.
Right.
Yeah.
And then in the course of 4 or 5 days, yeah, we have definitely like our little like friends.
I actually think,
But like
though,
I've never
that-
seen any of them since.
No. I actually, you don't like plan cruises the next
Not
year
until we see
together.
him next year.
I actually think I would be curious on like a poll, what is the majority? Because I actually think that we're the weird ones that we don't like talk to anybody on vacation.
But have you ever done like a cruise, just the two of you?
No.
We don't. No.
If we go on a trip, just the two of us, it won't be a cruise.
That's
like,
fair.
or whatever it would be. I don't know. But I mean, crew, like it
That
has
might
to be
be the
something that's like
only scenario.
like I don't like, it's not like on a Friday night we're like making friends with people at like a bar. It has to be like a certain kind of setup, and like cruises are kind of like that vibe.
They're social.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are created to be social. Okay, so let me ask a question that has nothing to do with this, but on the excursion note, one time that we left Jamaica, we all stayed at a house together. We went on a crocodile excursion, I guess. What did you guys think about that?
That was cool.
It was like, I don't know if I'd do it again, but it was honestly, I can't stop thinking about it. It was the most wild experience.
No, well, we talked about it. Well, first, I didn't know that you could train crocodiles. That was a unique
explain
thing.
like what happened to the audience of like
You go on a boat. I was down the Black River, and then they talk. They point stuff out, and it feels like
come.
you've taken,
They
like,
call him out. They call him out of the wild.
You gotta prepare me when you're gonna say that.
Yeah,
My
that's a jump
gosh.
scare.
Anyways, but he did start doing that. I'm like, what the heck is this guy doing? And all of a sudden he's like, look, and like you're just looking at bush.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I mean, at one point that like 10-footer comes just swimming up like
all
a
the way
dog
across the whole river.
and he's like tapping the water because they'll feed them occasionally. So
Yeah.
he's like conditioned these crocs to like come to his boat, and he'll like grab the arm and like pet its belly, and like was telling like baby Luca to come pet, and we're like, what is happening right now?
The crocodile literally like swam up and then like parked itself next to the boat. Like it just like pulled itself in as a boat. Like, and I've never seen any. We grew up in South Florida with lots of crocodiles and alligators around. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, it was wild. But remember afterward when they showed us their little like nursery?
Yeah.
I'm pretty convinced those
They're raising them
crocs they're raising.
Yeah.
So they like know their voices.
Yeah, I agree. The only like red flag I had, and it was, I guess, my own doing, was he introduced us to the two crocs, Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, here's Tom. And he's like, oh, Jerry must be out. And then like at the midway point of the voyage, you stop at this crab shack, and we're probably like 300 yards away from the crab shack. He goes, oh, there's Jerry. He's like, he's not usually way out here. And then there's a bridge at this crab shack where you jump in and swim if you want. And I don't know why we let our kids do that.
You
I
took
jumped
it.
in. Yeah,
You
I know.
did it.
I know. But I was like, there's no netting or anything. Like, what's stopping them?
Well, I didn't
from-
let Mia. I only let Zeke. That tells you anything.
I actually probably am more afraid of alligators and crocodiles than sharks. And I couldn't stand the whole thing. I was like, when are we leaving? I can't believe our kids are swimming in here.
But you did notice most of the crocs that we saw were all really close to where their base was.
Yeah.
Like we didn't. So that's why it kind of made me feel like it was like a little bit.
No, but then he
artificial.
also
But
told us-
regardless, I didn't realize that you could. Do
It was a controlled environment.
He also told us that there was the biggest one they have is his name is Terrace, and they haven't seen him.
Terrorist, yeah.
Yeah, and they
Well-
haven't seen him in a few weeks.
And then he told us this scary story.
No. They never saw him after COVID.
COVID, yeah.
And then they told us this crazy story about one that jumped out and ate a woman
11
fishing
feet.
11 feet out of the water and ate a woman fishing and pulled her into the water. And I was like, what
and then
are
they
we
go,
doing here?
and then they go, okay, everybody get in.
Yeah, go jump off the bridge. So,
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I don't
wild,
think I'd
but-
do it again.
Overall, it just kind of felt like the Everglades, and I hate the Everglades.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone ever needs to go to the Everglades.
It was
But like we
probably-
did yell at the Everglades with the kids, and I only saw like 2 gators.
And you saw him like on a bank way far away.
Yeah, they weren't coming up the boat like that.
Yeah, shaking a paw.
Literally, I have a video of it. It's crazy.
Crocs are smart.
You could hear Mia in the background. And she's like, "This is crazy."
You?
So cute. No, Mia.
Oh.
She's like, "Is he
Mia.
gonna? He's touching him." It's so cute.
And then all the boys went into the nursery. All the kids were kissing them. And even the guy holding, he's like, I wouldn't do
Okay,
that.
He gave me hand sanitizer right
Yeah.
away. I was
They're
like,
like,
don't do that.
stop kissing it.
I knew Angie would be a great mom as soon as she's the only one that held the alligator and it started freaking out. And those things are kind of strong. I mean, it was a baby alligator, but it was still like whipping its tail in his head. And she's like, I got it. And she's like
snap its
so
neck back.
calm. I was like, you're going to be a great mom.
Yeah.
All right, switching gears. So I want your guys' raw and honest answer on this because we have Instagram reel, our most successful one,
Yeah.
mystery trips.
Yep.
Keep watching it. and it was a big hit. But I wanted to ask, we were talking about when you guys were kids, how you guys did mystery trips. If you were to have someone in our family be responsible for planning a mystery trip now, obviously you can't pick the kids, just amongst the adults here, who would you guys most trust to plan a fun trip?
Well, we kind of do this for Christmas. We let one sibling plan the night.
We don't travel anywhere. We go downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, we let them plan the night, but...
Yeah, but that's not the same thing.
Who would we want to plan the trip?
I think we're kind of all good at this stuff, though.
You got to pick one person.
Probably me.
I think Stets
You can't vote yourself.
No,
sorry.
Stets.
You say that rule.
Stetsu would be good. Char would be good.
I wouldn't
Pick
want
one.
to do it.
Not Blasey.
I wouldn't want to.
You're not used to like
I
that
think
many.
you wouldn't be able to.
I want to be a passenger princess. I just want to ride along.
I don't think you're good with logistics.
Fuck you, Hope.
Oh, our first F-bomb.
I feel like that was very appropriate too.
We'll bleep that out.
No, I wouldn't want to do it. If I had, honestly, maybe Steve.
That's
Like
my
you-
answer.
Like you and Steve.
Really?
Or Steve,
Steve's my
yeah.
answer. You know why? Because he would do the most research.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like he'd also think through the details, and he would really want everybody to have a lot of fun.
You know why he's my answer? Do you guys remember the Secret Santa gift that he gave me?
Oh
Exactly.
my gosh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was like
Oh,
a
yeah.
45-minute excursion,
Opening.
and it ended up with Steve on the roof.
Yeah.
of the house.
With a brick of like $1 bill
Of
cash.
cash, like a wad of money. That was an odd.
But he did all this detail because he knows I love golf. So I opened it up and it was like a used golf glove and it was like
There was a story
it was
behind
supposed to be
it.
like Tiger Woods used golf glove, and I'm like, oh my, is this really Tiger Woods? He's like, no, but I like made it feel that way, and it was a hint to go check something else.
Yeah, it was a
and
whole
you
thing.
guys all opened your gifts in like 35 seconds. 45 minutes. I'm walking around. You guys were sitting there on the couch watching me. Like it was the best time of my life.
It
was the best time
him
ever.
on the roof.
Yeah, and it's funny because Matt loves gifts, so he loved like that was a good gift giver with a gift receiver. But Stetson did the same thing with the kids. He did this like
when I tied up Santa. You had to
oh my
save,
gosh.
Right? You
Yeah,
remember?
you just save Santa.
Yeah, save Santa.
And they all had to find different
Did they save him?
a melted
Barely.
snowman. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Not Dad.
No.
Well, Dad in his heyday, but now maybe
It's like when your
Dad.
dad said what the other day, and it was like 45 years ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
What's sailing?
He goes the other day when he was like 10,
Yeah.
and we're like,
You
isn't
can't.
the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
day?
You can't use other day if it's
No.
4 decades ago.
No. Dad, I mean, he's the one though that came up with all of our
That's true. That's true. He
mystery
was,
trips.
He was the original.
He's
Yeah.
the OG.
Honestly, I think he might one day still plan us all going to Switzerland. I mean,
Yeah.
he'd have to, right? He goes the most.
Char did a mystery trip for her and I, and it was spectacular.
Well,
too.
she just repeated one that we've already gone on.
You've been to Zion?
Yes.
Yeah.
We went to Vegas and Zion. We did the exact trip.
But we didn't do but we
didn't know
do,
this.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought that was original thinking from her.
No, we did that exact trip.
She just
Did you have a coupon or something?
Yeah, she just repeated
Copy
it.
paste.
Copy.
We did Switzerland for our anniversary, and then we did.
That was also
What
a
the
copy
heck?
paste. Switzerland, we already did.
I got to talk to her about that.
Yeah.
Well, they're great
And Jamaica
trips.
now.
Okay, so then my next question is, who would be if you had to travel on a trip and it was only with one other family member, excluding the kids, who would be the most annoying person in our family you think would be to travel with?
Like alone.
Yeah. And you have to give us a one person answer.
Well,
I mean, again,
Well,
I feel like we're all kind of good at traveling.
I was
Mine's
gonna say,
Hope.
Dad is
easy this trip.
Dad is annoying in a different way. I feel like I travel with Dad a lot, and you just have to ignore him. And
Yeah,
you don't
you're
get-
right. It
you just
is
have to
probably
ignore him.
Dad. He's annoying because he's so uptight, but also just odd.
But he's also like he also just
Like
do
noise
his thing.
canceling
Like,
headphones
But you
the whole
also have to
time.
like keep, if you don't keep up with him, then
He'll leave you.
Then he'll leave you, and then you actually have no idea where you're going.
Yeah.
that happened.
Remember that one time in he got on that
Like
in that
Mexico.
yeah, he got on that he got in that taxi with all of our
With
passports.
all of our passports.
And none of our phones worked.
No,
We couldn't
we're in
get hold
another
of it.
country.
Yeah, but then we pulled up in
Stetson
our
was so
taxi and
mad
he's
at
just
him.
sitting on a random rock.
Yeah, we're like, Dad.
What took you guys so
No,
long?
but we were driving past him and we saw him. We made the taxi stop. We would have never found him.
So
again.
he's annoying in that way because he's just like not thinking about anybody but himself.
Yeah.
But
And he's not like chatty.
I think
he
you.
puts noise canceling.
That's two for
headphones on.
hope. Yep.
You guys are just picking on me.
What
You have
about
no
you,
idea why
Stets?
you say that.
you already said you don't like to travel.
I've been trying to.
No, I'm not good at traveling.
I think we all vibe pretty well together.
You and hey,
honestly-
you and I would have a good time.
Yeah.
We'd have
Honestly,
fun. I feel like
though-
it'd be a little bit like a hangover situation.
Where you
wake
don't
up the
know.
next day like, what happened?
Okay, honestly though, we all traveled back on the same flight on the way home, and it was pretty easy. Like every family member like kind of managed their own little pod, and it was great.
Yeah, it was. I feel
Despite the
like
6 hour
traveling-
layover, but yeah.
Yeah, but even
Or
with
delay, not
that,
layover.
even with
Oh, yeah,
that,
delay.
yeah, it could have been much worse. Like the kids were excellent. Yeah, it went from a very short travel day to a very long one, and everyone was pretty good. You guys want to hear
That
something?
was- that was a long travel
You guys
day.
want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, so we get home, and
Someone who was in your house.
no, and we're going through customs on the way back in, and Steve and I have global entry. But Stetson told us before we left that, if your kids don't have it, then you have to go through regular line, which stinks because we went through all this effort getting global entry. We go through the line, go to the guy. He's like, checks all of us. And then he's like, okay, which is Steve. He's like, you're already done. Did you walk up to the machine? And he's like, no. He's like, did you go near it? And he's like, no. The thing like literally sensed him like on
in
the
the
other
sky.
side of the room, I guess.
That's
Like,
crazy.
I don't know. It was like, I don't know if there's things in the room.
get
Like,
you?
no, it didn't get me. It just
They
got
let you
Steve.
through with the kids because they made me go around. Oh, there wasn't
No.
a line, so it didn't matter.
No. They didn't let us through. We went through the line and went through like the old school way. And but the global entry machines from across the
Yeah.
room
Scanned his face.
I
and
know.
checked him in.
Maybe
was-
he's
when-
like on America's Most Wanted list or something. They're tracking
Maybe.
him.
Stats,
And we
when-
were like so kind of weirded out by it.
when you got to global entry customs, there was no line. You guys walked right through.
Yeah, walked right through.
And then right after you guys, a line started forming. Like you guys just missed. Like
We just missed the line.
meat of
Yeah.
the line.
We were out right after you guys.
yeah.
Well, obviously,
but-
because you were waiting for the bag, so everybody got in with the bag.
Right, exactly. But there was this dad and his two kids, a single dad with his two kids, and he had global entry.
Oh, yeah.
And so he was like taking his time because he thought he could do
Tons
global
of
entry.
stuff.
And you look over and the line's probably an hour long at this point. And he's like, okay, kids. And they go, and they're
No
like,
way.
your kids have global entry? No. And he's like, no, you got to go regular. And he's like, and like we watched him walk up and there was no line.
Yeah.
And he was just like gathering his stuff. He was just like taking his time and he looks and it's like probably an hour long.
What a rook.
You know,
I was
yeah.
like, I felt really bad for him.
that just
Yeah.
I was
Rookie.
thinking about this. So when we landed in Jamaica and we were going through customs, there was like this distraught couple that was aggressively yelling at this customs officer.
They were on our flight too. They made a big scene on our flight.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't care how angry I am. The last place that I'm
Oh,
going
yeah.
to aggressively like cause this
Yeah.
scene is custom. They threw him right in the back room. I'm like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
That's-
I
She
can't
was
think
on,
of a
like-
scenario where I would do that.
She was on she was ready to kill somebody or something. She was really mad.
I also thought it was really funny to me that right when we all landed in America and we're on our like way out to our own homes, nobody said goodbye to each other.
No.
Not at all.
That's
Like
what I mean.
I
I was
was,
on the- each other.
I was on a mission.
I was like walking next to
Although
Stetson.
I was,
You guys just booked it, and
is
literally
funny.
I was
It's
like,
so true.
"Look, I was the only one looking around, being like." And then at one point, I was closest to you guys, and we were leaving, and I was like, "Bye, bye, Salibas, bye."
No, and
and
then
you guys
you're-
were just like,
I don't know if your dad would admit it too, but he definitely like the first thing he does when he gets home is wants to text the group to let us
Yeah.
know that he's home.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
home, had a good trip. Anybody wants us to know he was the first one back.
I think I'm the only sense.
not that time though. We were
Yeah.
home. We were way ahead of him because he had to wait
Yeah.
for a bag.
But
Yeah.
he sent the
Oh,
group
way.
text first, so he probably thought he was.
But
I was convinced I left my backpack on the curb when I got in the Uber, and I called Charlie right away and said, "Is my backpack there?" She's like, no, it's not here. And I'm like, I still didn't believe. I'm like,
We were on 95.
I know.
Where
I'm like,
was
she didn't even look, and I'm thinking I got my passports in there, the car keys are in there, the house key. I was like so
was in the
convinced.
trunk?
By the time we got home,
Where-
it was in the trunk. Yeah.
It was in the trunk. That's so
But
annoying.
I went through this whole exercise in my head as to all the things I was gonna have to do.
Oh my gosh.
And after such a long day of travel, you're like, that's the last thing you want.
I'm like, I might break a window to get in the house.
How much is that
I only
going
have
to
one
cost?
car key, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. I was like, all these different things.
That's so annoying.
Well,
But it was-
Wait, why wouldn't you just try to go back and find the bag?
Because Shirley
It's a
promised
lot.
me it wasn't there.
And there's probably like a bomb threat
well,
when you just
also,
have a
we
bag left at an airport for 30 minutes.
well, also, you could have called all of us. We were all still there.
No, but Charlie was standing at the Uber curb.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't know. All that to say, I was the only sentimental one to be like, I want to like hug everybody goodbye, but no.
You
We
never
saw each
once
other in
asked
like
to hug me
48
goodbye.
hours.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we saw
It's
each other
also
the next
different
day.
if it's like, all right, I'll see you at Christmas.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, I got another question. Do you guys think, and maybe I felt like if there was ever a vacation that we had gone on to where we could have like rallied and stayed up late, this would have been it. And I felt like we didn't really do that. Like maybe a little
so
bit,
tired every
but I
day.
felt, I was getting old and tired, or like the sun was crushing us.
Honestly, that trip was like very relaxing, but that trip wasn't necessarily like so much fun.
I mean,
I wasn't
okay.
like laughing and just so happy.
Okay, I would
You didn't have
disagree.
fun?
I was so relaxed, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Maybe the time of my life. I was just
What?
like,
I don't know if it hilarious means that it's a great trip. I think, well, okay. I think
my
that
favorite,
it was a lot
for the
hotter.
record, my favorite trips of all time are the ones that I laughed the most.
But
even
Char-
if it's at other people.
What are you talking about? Char one night acted like Crocodile Dundee and chased Matt around like he was a giant
I
alligator.
found- smacked my head.
And he wiped out.
After I got pushed in the pool.
Yeah, that's
So I'm like-
that's funny and fun.
No, the funniest part of the trip, and he's in this room, so I'm glad he's here, is we're all getting our fitness on, and it's like 10 o'clock, and I look at Steve, and he's walking on the treadmill with a pina colada in his hand. And I was like, he's doing it right.
Fun fact about Steve, he actually had a backup like in the cup
Like
holder.
he had a rum punch and a pina colada, and he was drinking both of them. So
And it was like 10:30. Yeah, that's so true. No, I thought it was a fun trip, but I do think it was more exhausting, like the like being hot all day forever and not having like an indoor place to go and cool down. Like
I
usually
agree.
we play games at night, but we're inside.
how
like
do we
in
feel about
Ocean
family
Reef
games?
Yeah.
I think we should have done a few more. We didn't do enough.
Fishbowl got aggressive that last night.
Oh my gosh.
Mom was in a weird
Wait.
mood.
Okay, so fishbowl, we
Stetson
always
was
play.
threatening my life.
Yeah, because you didn't know how to play.
Hope was threatening mine.
Yeah. Hope was
Okay.
threatening yours. Hope got
Well, because you guys didn't know what a dingle hopper is from
Yeah,
Ariel.
you literally started
Why
describing
should I know what a
You
dingle
literally
hopper
look
is?
like her.
How
it's
many
your-
times have you watched Little
How
Mermaid?
am I supposed to know what that is?
She's literally
And for the
describing
record-
a bunny's dingle.
No, I was like,
yeah.
that was my ex, and to me that made perfect sense. How could you not get dingle?
That says a
hopper
lot
from
about
that?
where
And
your
then-
heart is.
No,
Afterwards, Charlie was like, "No, I think about it." That did. That
but
made so much
then
sense.
she started to describe. She knew the answer. If you've played fishbowl, you have to like yell out the answer, and didn't want to say it because she didn't want the other team to hear it. But it was our turn, and Stetson looked at Lacey like, "What is wrong with you?" That was ridiculous.
Charlie said to me the next day, she was like, I honestly forgot we were playing a game in that moment. She was like, you and I were just having a conversation. I was like, is it the one that looks like a dingle hopper?
No, and then
She's like, what?
no, we always play the antis versus the bloods, and there's so many more bloods than there's antis, and we lose. We won this time, right?
Yeah.
We finally won.
Well, we
yeah.
had 2 children on our team to make it fair.
No, they
Zoe left.
and Zeke.
Well, I thought Zeke was on our team.
No, and Zeke
No,
fell
he's on our
asleep.
team.
I
And
think
Zoe
Zeke
left.
fell asleep too.
So
Yeah,
that's not true.
Yeah, it wasn't true. But finally, we won a game, so it was.
You know what? Chalk it up to you guys. You won a game.
We should have played more though, but it was like.
See, I don't agree with that.
Oh really?
I'm over
Char
it.
wanted to play a game every night.
Normally we do karaoke, and we didn't, but we kind of did. Charlie did like a inopportune time to
Yeah.
sing a song she wanted to
Well,
sing around the dinner table.
the puzzles bring it down. You guys always want to do puzzles, but that's like a chill activity.
I finished that puzzle though. I was determined, and I finished it. Hope.
Yeah. Oh, you did the hard one? Oh, wow.
So I asked back to my original question about us not staying up late. I realized, and it wasn't even intentional, because I knew I was going to be tired at night at like come 9 o'clock. I started smoking cigars and having some tropical drinks much earlier every day throughout the week. So by like our last day, I had a Modelo. It was like 9:30 in the morning. And I was like, I'm not going to make it till 10. So I got to start now because it's so hot. But
Yeah.
Yeah, we are spoiled as Americans with AC.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I mean,
so it's hard to.
It was breezier, but we do hang inside when we go down to the Keys at night.
Right.
We hang out inside.
Yeah,
typically.
we're very spoiled there.
Sometimes we'll sit outside for an hour and smoke a cigar and sit in the pool or something, but then we come in and we hang out.
Yeah, because for people listening, the house did not have any AC. It only had AC in the rooms.
In the rooms.
And
yeah.
you only turn on
in
at
the
night.
living room. It would. Yeah.
Is that typical for Caribbean?
Well, I had mine on all day.
Oh, you did?
For my room. Was I not supposed to do that?
They turned it off. Is that typical for Caribbean rooms and hotels and stuff? That they don't have AC anywhere but the rooms? Hotel rooms?
Depends where, but a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, some of them don't even have anything. It's just that's the season.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Matt, are you going to talk about your injury?
No.
A ton of injuries, but I can. I went deaf in my left ear.
Would you say that
kind of a
ruins? Would you say
disgusting
that
conversation.
ruins the trip for you? Or really?
The first 3 days, I was like a trooper. And then by Thursday, Friday, it was tough.
Wait, for those listening,
Yeah, tell them what happened.
Yeah.
It's called an ear block. So essentially earwax melted in my head and filled the crevice of my ear canal. And it felt like I had an AirPod jammed all the way down my ear.
That's literally
It
disgusting.
was horrendous. But apparently I looked
it
it
didn't
up.
get infected.
Well, you guys, thankfully you came late, brought the
We saved
ear
you.
stuff. But I knew. I was like, there's no way this is coming out.
Because that happened on day like 2. Right?
Yeah, I know. That's what sucked about it. And I was just like, the worst part about it is I have this huge fear of the ocean. And first of all, I read up on like huge causes of how this happens. One, I was I'm a big Q-tip guy. Like I clean my ears every day.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do
Are
that.
all guys
You're supposed to do
Q-tip
that.
guys? Oh, okay, because Steve's a Q-tip.
It just feels good.
Yeah.
But apparently you like compact
You're not supposed
the
to do
earwax.
that. Yeah.
But it's like a combination of, and I'm going to have people light me up on something I've missed here, but I don't care. It's like humid climate, wearing, in-ear earphones, working out, salt water, swimming. And within a matter of 48 hours of being there, I had AirPods in my ear the whole time, worked out, hot climate outside. And then I mustered up the strength to swim in the ocean.
Charlie dared him.
Yeah.
You want to tell us
swim
about that?
across the little lagoon.
Yeah. And I was
you did it.
I swam and I came back and I was feeling good about myself. And then I sat beside you and like lunchtime came and I stood up and I just felt like, and then
Ew.
like silence.
Oh my
Just
god.
stop using the Q-tips.
Horrible.
I have. So
But fun fact, Matt figured out how to get it out on his own.
yeah, water pick.
He blasted it out.
And then he water picked my ears.
No, we didn't. I actually
was
kind of want
curious.
to do it myself. Did anything come out?
Yeah, a little bit. Not as much as I'm assuming what came out of his ear, but a little bit, just like some
Unbelievable amount of
earwax.
stuff came out of my ear.
Did you
he
do it
was
to
t-
Char?
No.
She wouldn't let him. He was telling me about it, and I was like, "Can you do it to my ears?" I'm like kind of obsessed with having
know.
like clean.
Yeah,
You guys
I
can
like the
admit it or
idea of
not,
that.
but it's kind of gross, but at the same time, it's fascinating. And
It's
I
very
was
gross,
shocked.
but I also would like to clean out my ears.
So, but we had a lot of injury. You had this huge bite on your foot that I thought was
By some poisonous bug. It looked like a ladybug. Do ladybugs bite? I feel like if you get bit by a ladybug, you're like marked by the beast. Like that's
Yeah.
not a good sign.
Yeah.
your
But
dad got
my
hit in the
foot hurt
face.
so bad.
I have a video of that.
Yeah.
He honestly, nobody did it to him. He did it to himself.
Stetson wiped out chasing his own son.
Yeah,
I
cut
did
his leg
too.
up.
You
Yeah.
did?
To,
Oh, I
what
missed
were
that.
you trying to
Chasing.
rat tail him or something? And then
I was trying to get him back because he did something to me.
you
Yeah.
wiped out and you were bleeding on.
He was squirting you with water.
everywhere. You were bleeding everywhere.
You were
Yeah.
bleeding
Your son had
everywhere?
a
He had
terrible
cuts
rash.
everywhere.
My leg.
Terrible rash.
Yeah, I didn't know saltwater pools give chafe every little boy's legs.
Yeah.
2 out of my 3 kids all got chafed legs. One of yours too.
Yeah.
Actually, yours immediately just got there with chafed legs.
Yeah. I think he had that before he got there. That's a whole different issue.
Just showed up with chafed legs. I was like, wait, how does that happen?
Oh my gosh.
So,
yeah. Anyways, yeah, it was a great trip.
It was fun.
Really fun.
Wait, I gotta ask one more thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Because this is where Stets and I differ tremendously. Do you guys believe in a buffer day when you get back from a trip, or can you just go full throttle, get home at 10 p.m. on Sunday and just dive right into the work week? I cannot.
No, the next day I feel off no matter what, even if I
totally.
do dive into work.
I don't even need a buffer day. I need a buffer week. I need a
vacation
vacation from
your
my
vacation.
vacation.
You need a buffer week.
You don't even have to deal with kids.
Here's the other thing. Some people are like, I love vacations, but I also love my routine and I love like staying active and working. And unfortunately, I'm not like that. I could vacation for the rest of my life. Just put me on a beach.
Okay, here's the truth.
So I'd rather have the extra day of vacation, and then kind of to your vacation blues thing. I feel like if you just get home late and then roll right into the week,
Sure.
you don't really
Process.
have that blues where
So you don't grieve.
you don't have time, or you know what I mean.
Yeah, that
I
makes
say
sense.
grieve. You know,
But
grieve.
Yeah.
You said grief.
So I would say
grief.
I would rather not have it. I'd rather have an extra day there.
Well,
God.
To avoid the depression.
no, this is why I need
I
it.
have to start doing that.
This is why I need it though. I needed to reset like all us and the kids.
Yeah, I need laundry,
yeah.
groceries.
It's groceries.
All this stuff needs to be
like,
done.
I'm not going to, so if I jump right into Monday work week and meetings and whatever, like we still don't have food. Everything's
But you
dirty.
also work
No one's unpacked.
from home. So it's
the most
like
part, yeah.
No,
on
so-
that Monday, like you could technically go run some
Not, like,
errands and
racing
catch
out the
up.
house.
Where it's like I have like a Monday morning meeting at like 7 or 8
Yeah,
o'clock.
you're, like, trying to find
So
your
I'm like,
stuff.
If I get home late, I'm just going right into a meeting the next day.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. It depends on the trip too. I mean, if it's like, it depends on the trip.
But
Keys is
Also,
different.
If you just actually the day I got back, we got back Saturday. The next day, Sunday, me and Taylor went to the beach, and then we went to the
Wow.
pool, and
Was
then
there
we
a
went and
difference
got
between the
margaritas.
beaches?
So I kind
Sounds very fun.
of just treated like vacation never stops.
Yeah.
Why does it have to stop?
You're
Also,
right.
Blacey, I've realized with these comments that you make, you really just need to marry somebody with money.
I know. I'm not going to marry for love anymore. I'm going
Yeah.
right for money.
Just go right for money.
Taking
Forget it.
applications.
That's great.
Honestly,
Anyone listening? There's prenup necessary for that.
On a different note, I've been very distraught over this for the last 24 hours because I feel like I had an opportunity that was so close for me and it just slipped right by.
what?
So, Matt and I talked about this already, but so Messi has
Yeah.
moved here to Fort Lauderdale because he's playing for Inter Miami.
Down the street.
And
They play
his
tonight, no big
kids,
deal.
his kids are in second grade, which is the
Our kids.
grade. His kids.
And our kids are in second grade.
I know, yeah. His kids are in second grade, and he elected to put them in the school right next to our school.
Like from where we're podcasting right now, you could
No,
like
no.
throw a rock to it.
And Mia, my daughter, is in the Spanish immersion, so it's the Spanish only speaking class, and his kids would have for sure gone into the Spanish immersion, and there's only 2 of them. So there was a very high likelihood had Messi put his kids in our school,
You would have
that
been-
Mia would have been in the same class as Messi's sons.
And you would have been at Donuts with Dad with Messi.
Yes.
No, they could've
and there
dated.
could have been a potential of her marrying one of the Messi boys.
He met his wife when he was like 5.
But that's
There
a little
could
bit
have
on
been
you.
There could have been potential
How
of,
is that on
like
you,
a big,
though?
birthday party for the Messi boy that we had to go take Mia to.
Yeah, but
It
school
was
hasn't
so
started
close.
yet. So the fact that you couldn't just
Well-
pull the audible and say,
Wait,
you know
how-
what?
Change schools.
Yeah.
We're
Let's
enrolling.
throw her in podcast.
Borderline stalkerish, but yeah, we can
Yeah.
try that.
Okay, change your life forever. I mean, things you got to do.
But it's like it's such a close opportunity. That would have been wild.
I
It
mean,
still happen.
I have a question about Messi being here. From what I understand of where he's living, he's not like in a gated community. So like, is he gonna be?
How do you know that?
Because
Hope's already
I don't
been
really know how
staking
we
him
know
out.
that. We know that because
Well, the house they have in Miami, I think it's got to have some kind of.
no, but
Might not be a gated
Steve's
community,
brother
but it-
told us that he's renting a house in this area that's not a gated community. It's a very nice area. It's on a golf course, whatever.
Somehow Messi's going to get word of this, and they're going to have to move because they're like,
We're getting him on
No,
the
everybody
podcast.
knows where we live.
He will be on the podcast.
They know
Yeah,
where our
if-
kids go to
If
school. and
Messi
they,
gets word of this, that's a good
No,
sign
I
for your
feel like
podcast.
most people know that.
we know where his kids go to school and where he
I mean,
lives.
that's why we're not saying anything out loud. We just know.
Okay, so
it's
but
Mr.
my
Messi.
my
Yeah.
bigger question is like, is he gonna be at these like local restaurants.
You think he's gonna be at Las Espadas?
No,
I mean, honestly, don't knock Las Espadas.
No,
That's a
but
great
maybe,
place.
like,
He will
Incredible
love them.
place. Please don't ever knock Las Vegas.
maybe
He
whole,
would love
maybe
Las
whole
Espadas.
enchilada. Someone should let him know about whole enchilada.
Wait. So
Why?
my question
La
is,
Bamba.
Well, he was at Publix the other day. I mean, yeah,
no, but
I'm
that was
sure.
a marketing play. My
But he still has some
question,
good groceries.
my question on that is Messi so
Help him with
famous?
BOGO.
Yeah, we'll teach him BOGO.
Can we talk about that? Side note.
Wait, let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
Will he get so famous that he sends like people to go do those things for him?
First of all, will he get so famous? He's
I mean,
like one of
is
the
he?
most-
Is he?
He's probably the
so
most famous person on
Yeah.
earth.
But
he-
I think that's part of the appeal for coming to South Florida is that he's not hounded like he is in other places of the world. Don't
Really?
you feel like that?
You think no one's gonna come up to him if he's
No,
at
I'm not saying
La Bamba?
no one, but I think he could get around in a Fort Lauderdale.
Like driving a nice car. It's not like there's not other nice cars on the road.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, I mean, he was playing in Paris. I just think soccer's not the number one sport here, like it is in other places of the world.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I might be
fair.
one of a few, but I don't think I would recognize him if I was at
Yeah,
Publix.
Oh.
I'm sure you wouldn't.
You're crazy. I would totally recognize
No,
him.
like I'm assuming he's wearing a hat and he's just like getting his stuff, and I just don't think I would be like, oh my gosh, is that him?
Well, that's
I
why he
think I
wears
would
his
think
jersey
about it.
everywhere.
If I saw Messi picking up pub subs, I would immediately start FaceTiming the entire family.
You'd just be the invasive person
Yeah,
of like,
that's
hey,
terrible.
hey.
No, not up to him. I would secretly do
Oh,
it.
that's even
Oh, yeah.
worse.
You would recognize him no matter what.
You would
Yes.
have to.
Yeah,
You would
of
have
course,
to
of
say
course.
hello. You're telling me you wouldn't go say
I
hello.
don't think I would.
I'm not. the
I'd try to
type.
get like Zeke to go do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
you
you'd
would still
send
do.
Mia over there.
And Zeke would.
Send Mia.
Yeah, Mia, go talk to that little boy. Yeah.
No, but Zeke and
She's like,
Zeke would.
hola.
No,
I spotted an NBA player at Disney World this summer, and I told Zeke, and then he went up and said hi to him.
Oh, he did.
And the guy said he wasn't the person, but I 100% know he was.
Oh,
You
do
want
they
his
say
like
that?
name?
They're like,
Because
that's not
Zeke
me.
went up and said, "Are you?" And then he's like, "No, that's not me." Like, Mike, you're 6'9". Like, it's not hard to identify you.
That's probably a lot harder to hide. It's probably way harder than Messi.
Is he playing for the Heat?
No.
That's funny.
Well, then I apologize in advance if I'm at Publix with Messi and I don't know.
Okay, I want to end on this note. It's off topic, but we brought up Publix. We currently have, I would say, Stets, you're probably one of the best participants of BOGO.
Okay, it's impressive what he can do with it.
And to give
It's a skill. Well,
Well, Angie got
context
mad
to
at me the
that-
other day because the chicken was on BOGO, and I came back in the house with like probably 12 of the huge.
12 of the 5? Those 6? They have
Yeah.
6
So
breasts.
you're
in them.
the jerk who it's like, I show up and I'm like, I'm going to get like 2. And then I'm like, oh, there goes Stetson with the entire cart of chicken.
And she was like, "Where are we going to put all that? We don't have that much space in the freezer."
I'll
We had
cook
like
it.
move all the stuff, and I had to barely fit it in.
You had
Maybe it wasn't 12. I think it was probably 8.
Do you think I could
Maybe
get,
10.
Do you think I could buy one off of you?
Yeah.
honestly.
Mark it up.
Only
How
10%
long do
off.
those? You'll go through all of that in the next 3 to 6 months because you can only freeze chicken for 3 to 6 months.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We're picking up one of those a week,
Yeah.
so it's only like 2 months, 3 months of
Yeah.
chicken.
Well, I just thought of that because, and kudos to Blasey. You still did a good job, but you sent a group photo and I think you had saved like, what, $38 off
Oh,
it?
it's half, 50.
Exactly
$50.
$50, and my whole entire bill was $100, and then I saved $50.
Right, which is
so
awesome.
50% of my bill.
But I was dying laughing because that's impressive. And it's like as though Stetson took a photo of this receipt waiting for this moment to happen
it was
because he
so
responded in about 9 seconds and had this receipt where he saved like $250 in BOGO.
Crazy.
No, but what was more impressive is that I only spent $250 and the savings was $250.
Yeah.
So I matched dollar for dollar.
So did she.
Yeah, it's like you bought one and got one.
The tax threw it off.
No, I audibly gasped when I saw that receipt.
No, me
I was
too.
like, no way.
The thing is, it actually looks a lot more impressive than it is because all it really is
Chicken,
12
the
chicken
tweet.
breasts, 6 wine bottles, and
Eggs.
Doritos.
Is that the best thing to get? Is chicken and wine on the BOGO?
That's
is
just one
my
of the things
only-
that go on BOGO.
This
Eggs
is
are never on BOGO.
Yes, Blasey.
Wait, is that because they expire the chicken? Is that what they go on BOGO?
Yeah, probably.
my only qualm with the BOGO is
Good
that
word.
I found myself buying things I wouldn't normally buy.
Yeah.
That's like Costco. You go to
Like-
Costco to
Yeah.
buy
like the
crap you'll never
pancakes.
eat.
Pancakes. Like don't
You
eat
bought
pancakes.
pre-made pancakes?
They were on BOGO. So I felt like I had to.
Like the little ones?
Yeah,
What? The frozen one?
And I'm like, now they're in my freezer. 2 boxes. I've never even had one before. And I'm like, why do I have this?
Oh my god!
Because you get in the game. It's like becomes a thing where you're like,
just like
Yeah.
in it.
Okay,
but I also feel like it makes me branch out to try like other things.
A lot of
like
condiments.
these pumpkin seeds were on BOGO the other
those are
day.
great.
And I love them.
They're so good.
big pumpkin seed guy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so good.
That's
They're
true.
very good.
Like I
It's very
got
seasonal.
some coconut water with like aloe pulp in it or whatever, and I was
Aloe
like,
pulp.
yeah, and there was like all on BOGO, and I like got a bunch. And
Okay.
I love it. It's really good.
Hack on the pancakes. Put them in the toaster. Don't microwave them.
Oh, because they're kind of soggy.
Yeah, they get soggy. If you put
You're
them in the
eating them.
I tried them, and I haven't had them since.
Yeah,
That was like 2 weeks ago.
If you put them in the toaster, they actually get a little crispy. It's nice.
okay, I'll have to do that.
Try that. Anyways, all right.
Well,
Well, we covered a lot, you guys.
We did.
We'll
Go get your BOGO.
Yeah.
get your BOGO.
Not everybody has Publix though.
All in all, awesome trip. Super blessed to be able to do
Let's
it
do it
with our
again
crazy
sometime.
family.
Well, we're looking at using points to do some Disney stuff. Mm-hmm. We'll do an entire Disney episode.
Yeah.
And those
That
clips
I could
will
shine in.
those clips will go viral.
No,
People love
I
Disney.
can shine.
Who's doing our mystery Christmas outing this year?
Well, it was
You're
supposed to be
planning it?
Angie. I think it's Stetson. Yeah.
You're planning it? So
I've been
the
planning
word
it
is
for the last
out
4
now.
months.
So keep that in mind because we're going to do a big episode on that.
Ooh.
So we're going to document a lot of that and prepare
No,
yourself
but
now.
Disney, we'll hit Disney next. That's
Okay.
definitely, we're big Disney. Well, half the family, mostly the Bloods, are big Disney fans.
You want to sign us off?
Yeah, let's do it.
Deuces.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.